can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who can I love today, sweet Spirit? Who can I love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I love today, sweet Spirit? How can I love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I share today, sweet Spirit? How can I share today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go.
Oh, wow. Gina Walker, our music director, opening our heart for this morning. Welcome, everyone, to Universal Spirit Center. I just want to acknowledge the slides that went by before we went to live stream. This is Women's History Month, and to see all of those important women go by mixed in with the powerful women in our community just opens my heart. I think the whole thing about this Sunday morning is going to be about opening heart. So just honor the women and all the contributions that they've done for our planet. And I just want to welcome you also to Universal Spirit Center, our online experience. You are probably watching on Facebook, and if you are, I invite you to please like and share this video, or you're on YouTube, and I invite you to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can get all kinds of content during the week, not only Sunday mornings. So my name is Lee Armentrout. I'm one of the licensed prayer practitioners here at Universal Spirit Center. I'm also the center's administrator. Reverend Kevin is our senior minister, and he has a Sunday off. And we have a speaker today planned for you that is, let's see, what's a good descriptor? Going to knock your socks off. Christine Thompson is one of our prayer practitioners, so she's going to be speaking. So let's do this. Let's take a breath. Let's come. I say, do whatever you do to prepare your heart for opening. Maybe even place your hands on your heart if you choose. And close your eyes and take a conscious breath. Let's know together that the presence of love is everywhere. There's no place where it's not. We come into this space, this virtual space. It's an opportunity to let go of smaller things. Let go of the unforgivenesses or regrets of the past and walk consciously and lovingly into right now. As Gina Walker takes us into some beautiful heart-opening song.
Take a look at the person next to you. I love you and God loves you too. Feel the love in your sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Ow! Take a look at the person next to you. I recognize the God in you. Love in your living room. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, for every walk of life, every creed and color, we must recognize the God in everyone. Oh, take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in your kitchen area. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Thank you, Linda. Good morning, family, and welcome. I'm so glad to be here with you and you to be here with us. A few announcements for you this morning. The Racial Equality Project. You know, we have weekly call to action. And so this week, we're actually asking you to start going through your mind to think about how you can voice more ideas and find out new ways that we can expand the Racial Equality Project. So if you go on our webpage, take a look at the things that we've done in the past. And if there's something that you feel that, hey, would call more, that would expand us greater, we're going to invite you to come into one of our meetings in April. So be on the lookout for the date. But also, we need you as much as you need us to come together in this so that we can continue to expand the awareness of equality in this world. So we're looking forward to that. And as well, Awakening Wednesday is taking place this Wednesday. I'm very excited about that. And in the upcoming weeks, not this week, but next week, we will have one of our own. Zena will be in the house for Awakening Wednesday. So hold that as well. And we have a wonderful artist that I know you all love and adore. So from my heart I've been working on this. To yours. Look at that. From my heart to you. And as we have wonderful Gary Lynn Floyd come and say hello, I'll see you soon.
Good morning, Universal Spirit Center. Gary Lynn Floyd here. It seems like forever since I've been there to see you in person, and I can't wait to be with you again. Southern California and San Diego is one of the first places that I want to go once everything opens back up. So I'm hoping I'll see you soon. Thanks for having me with you this morning. I love you all, and can't wait to see you.
All right. Thank you, Gary Lynn Floyd. We look forward to your song. Thank you, Gino, for the beautiful song and the announcements about our Racial Equality Project. So I have some announcements, too. We come together in the name of love. One of the ways that we do that is collect spiritual tools. And Universal Spirit Center is a great place to gather spiritual tools. A big one in our center is classes. So because we've been shut down and we're doing everything online and we're looking forward to opening in person, we're curious to know what kind of classes might serve you best. So if you have an idea for a class, by the way, Foundations for Spiritual Living is the introductory course to our philosophy, and once we are open, the very first thing we're going to do is have Reverend Kevin facilitate a Foundations class. So look forward to that. So here's, consider if it's a self-enhancement or a self-help class or one of the certificated courses that you remember from the past. Email me, please. You hear Lee at universalspiritcenter.org often enough. That's me. You can email me, Lee at universalspiritcenter.org. I have a friend who said that every time he hears Lee at universalspiritcenter.org on our broadcast, he takes a shot of orange juice or whatever he's got there. So we are in the middle of our conscious giving program. We do this yearly so that we know what kind of income we can expect to keep us on the budget and also use it as a spiritual tool to keep that flow of prosperity going in our lives. So it's twofold. At the end of our program, which is a month long, normally we take our commitment cards that may have been mailed to you. If you haven't received a commitment card, email Lee at universalspiritcenter.org. So yeah, do that. Normally what we do is we take our commitment cards and we have a sacred ritual whereby we would walk them up to the altar here in the sanctuary. And since we can't do that, we're having a drive-through altar call at Balboa Park next Sunday from noon to 1:30. Now, the way this is going to work is just about noon, you get ready and you're going to come to the southwest corner of Balboa Park. Southwest corner. There are directions on our website on the contribute page. But I'll briefly share that if you're coming from downtown, you come north on 6th, you turn right on what is Laurel, and then turn an immediate right on Balboa. That's in the park before the bridge. And you go all the way to the end. You can't miss it. We'll have greeters there waving you in and so forth. So Sacred Ritual on Wheels next Sunday at noon. Let's take a breath. All of that talking. So I want to acknowledge that our memorial candle is lit this morning. And it's in honor and remembrance of those who lost their lives in the shooting on Wednesday in Atlanta, affecting predominantly Asian American Pacific Islander women. So we open our hearts to the sadness. We open our hearts to the grief. And at the same time, We know that there's a divine unfolding in everything. Somehow or another, our hearts are designed to hold both of those things. But in that divine unfolding, there has to be the elimination of ignorance. So we come together in this consciousness of we are all in this together. So go to our website, to the Racial Equality Project page, and see a wonderful letter from our parent organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And also there are resources to learn more about the AAPI community and how it is that you can do something in this consciousness of our togetherness and our sacredness. And also on that same page is information about a vigil in City Heights on Tuesday that Reverend Kevin will be at, I will be at. I can imagine others will be at that too. So we take that breath and we just acknowledge that this candle is lit. That represents those who have gone on. Continue up the spiral of life. So at this point, I'm going to invite our prayer practitioner, Sharonda Morris, to do our time for meditation.
Good morning, Universal Spirit Center family. I'm Sharonda G. Morris, and I am honored to be one of your licensed prayer practitioners. And it is my honor this morning to do our reading and prayer. But before I do, let me remind you that after our service every Sunday at 11, if you're in challenge or crisis or just want to have that, Sunday spiritual boost, feel free to visit our Sunday Zoom room. We have licensed prayer practitioners that are waiting there to do a brief affirmative prayer with you and just to agree and know whatever it is you need agreements with. So just reach out to us. We're there to serve you. Again, it's every Sunday in our Sunday Zoom prayer room from 11 a.m. to 11:30. Thank you. So this morning I'm going to do a reading, and I'm going to go into just a few moments of stillness and silence, and after that reading, I'll bring us out with a prayer. Our reading this morning is called Remember by Joy Harjo. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people, and all people are you. Remember, you are this universe, and this universe is you. Remember, all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember, language comes from this. Remember that dance language is, that life is. Remember. How good it is to remember. How good it is to remember. What a call to know that the stars, the sun, the moon, they all know and remember the infinite power, the grace, the love of that one thing that's ever happening. And that's the infinite power and presence of God, of life itself. What a beauty and a gift it is to know that the wind remembers. So it's a call to our soul today to wake up and remember this infinite holy presence that is holding us in its grasp and love, leading us into that still calm waters of life. What a blessing it is to know that as we unfold here at Universal Spirit Center, we are supported and guided by this infinite presence that is never in absence, that continues to hold us. To know the wisdom of Christine, the musical marvels of Gary Lynn Floyd, of Gino, of Linda, the miraculous technology behind the scenes, knowing everything is unfolding with grace and ease. What a wonder and joy it is to remember that the power and presence behind all of this is the divine God itself. And in the love and consciousness of our heart and souls, let us hold our beloveds in Myanmar, in Atlanta, and just hold with love and peace that we are all one. There's ever just one thing happening, and that is God itself. So on this beautiful day, let us just remember to remember.
Walk a mile or a minute in another man's shoes. He's got a path to take to find his truth. Any way you spin it, he's a light like you. Finding his faith on roads that you never choose. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old condition. Love be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Tell a tale, you're in it, hear a brother man's blues. You got a destination now and no excuse. Why do you condemn it when it's not your own? You can't unsee it once the light has shone. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission always. Let go of the old condition. Love be your only mission always. Keep on walking. Keep on walking. This is your part. Goes like this. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother, always try it. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother, always. That's it, sing it again. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother, always. One foot in front of the other, hand in hand, one with another. Walk with your sister and brother, always. Don't let it cloud your vision. Love be your only mission, always. Let go of the old condition. Love be your only mission, always.
keep on walking.
Thank you.
Keep on walking. Thank you, Gary Lynn Floyd. How fortunate we are to have one of New Thought's superstars sing for us this morning. Beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you. So this is the opportunity for me to introduce our speaker, and that's so sweet for me because not only is she a colleague of mine, she's a friend. She's been a practitioner for better than 11 years now here with our center and serves with such a beautiful open heart and commitment. And this morning I was thinking about how to introduce her, and I came up with this list of like 25 words, and I forgot the list. But the ones that I can think of is vulnerable, powerful, loving, committed, and badass. You'll understand what that all's all about after I introduce to you and lovingly welcome Christine Thompson.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you for that, Lee. I want to start with just the acknowledgement right now that not everybody in this moment feels safe and secure in being right where they're at. That right now, all of us that are in this room are safe. And so what I'd like us to do is just for a minute, wherever you are, however you join us this morning, if you can just stop. And let's put our hands on our hearts. And I'm going to ask us to turn to the left. And then turn to the right. And let's look up. And let's look down as well. We are calling in the east and the west, and the north and the south. And we are calling in, all of that collective trauma that we're living through right now, because it's here with us. And so Lee is so gracious in his calling in me today, and with all of his descriptors of how I might occur in the world. And I'm forever grateful. And certainly this community is, for the past 15 years, been the one and most consistent thing in my life. And so I acknowledge just being a member of this community first. And I acknowledge that it is Women's History Month. And I acknowledge that it's also our Conscious Giving Month. And it actually happens to be also International Poetry Day. And, and spring is sprung, my friends. Like, we're in it now, and thank the Lord, because maybe it'll start getting a little warmer too around here. But I chose the reading this morning, which is part of a poem called Remember, and it is by Joy Harjo, and she is a member of the Muskego Nation and the first Native American to hold the honor of our U.S. Poet Laureate. And so because the poem was so long, we had to cut part of the poem, and forgive me because I need to read, but the parts that really struck me most here. She says, "Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We our earth. Remember the plants and trees and animal life who have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them, listen to them. They are alive poems. And then Sharonda so beautifully shared, about the wind and how all of life is communing with us. And so in that all of life communing with us, that all of life that is also communing with us is all of who we are and all of who's outside of us. And so Joy's poem, Remember, really got me thinking about humanity and how I might be in my humanity, in humanity itself, especially when I'm not being so humane. And so somebody said to me a long time ago that think about life and having a remote control in your hand. And there's only 2 buttons on it, the love button and the fear button. And which button am I holding most of the day? And do I even know that I have options? And so going back to Joy's poem, in being with the bigness of our lives, I think about then, when life is going great for me, I'm feeling great, right? The world looks great, the skies are blue, the waves in the ocean are huge, the flowers go, Christine, God, thank you for being here. And I'm doing pretty well. But when the world or when the universe goes, oh my God, we need a plot twist, and says COVID, says the pandemic, says whatever it is, and the world, my world, and the outside world is turned upside down and inside out, I'm not leading the best version of my life sometimes. And I don't know who else can relate here because I'm probably not on the island by myself. But think about your life right now. And in this moment, I happen to be here at the center, at Universal Spirit Center, in such a loving community, such a loving place, that from the moment I walked in here this morning, I didn't have to worry about anything. Some of us were having the best and grand time, and it just helped me get here and be here so I could feel the feet on the ground and feel the connection in the roots that we're all sharing right now, despite what it might look like. And so I acknowledge that, our tenet, our philosophy in Centers for Spiritual Living is that, there's only God. And, it's all spirit, it's all divine, like we're all part of this grand universe. And sometimes I really wonder if that's true. Like in those moments where I am really having a hard time finding, my behind from my head. And I feel like I am just running up into stuff. I'm pressed up against myself in ways that I have just pulled myself out of myself. I know I'm all alone in this. I'm on the island all by myself, and you guys can't even relate. I get it. I'm going to break it down for you though, and kind of share what happens, for me. So in that universal way that we can all express in the world, sometimes how we express in the world is with our perceived differences, right? That what somebody looks like on the outside like their skin color, where you might come from, the nation, your origin, your ethnicity, what religion you might practice, what your body actually looks like, who you love, how you identify. Am I able-bodied? Can I see? Can I not see? How old I might be. I just had a birthday a couple weeks ago when I turned 53. And it was definitely a different experience. And for so many of us in our perceived differences, sometimes it's really hard to be in the world with all of what I have going on and be with all of what you might be having going on too inside of you. And I think so often that a lot of what is happening is very unconscious, and we don't even realize it's going on inside of us. And this is this month too in Centers for Spiritual Living, it's called the Tapestry of Us. Well, what exactly is this tapestry that we're talking about? Right? It's all the ways that we're connected and all the ways that we think we're not connected. And in the ways that we are not connected is that community that I call, it's that inside community that I call the joint committee members. That sales pitch team that wants to tell you all this litany of things that, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not beautiful enough. I shouldn't even be here this morning actually speaking to the center. Or I spilled some coffee on my shirt today, and thank God you can't see it because it's on my shirt. And then I backed up into my car and there's dirt on the back of my shirt. I mean, again, like I know I'm all by myself in all of this, but right, like the things that just go on all day, every day, and I'm pressing the fear button and I've forgotten there's a love button there too. And so let's be with that. Let's be with that collective community that lives inside of us that we want to disrespect, devalue, and dehumanize. When we other ourselves. Let's take a breath there. And I also have to drink some water, so hold please. Can you feel in taking a pause that the disrespect and the devaluing and the dehumanizing ourselves is what is carrying on in the world right now? That what happens inside here is how I am playing it outside in the world. That if I cannot say, howdy, hello, how you doing, to the things that are going inside of me, then I'm not able to do that with anybody else. And so I think the othering that is happening is what is playing out. And especially for our Black, Indigenous people of color, and what happened this past week in Atlanta. How we play all of that out in this world, first inside. And again, let's just take a deep breath. My heart is racing a mile in a minute with that. So it's like, how can I, be with all of the unspeakable things that have happened to me, that are also happening with everybody else that we might come in contact with? Because my friends, my community, people that are watching from the 39 countries and more that are a part of our community but from afar. Like, this is what we're doing with ourselves all day, every day. So, what can we do? How can we be with this? And so I think the first thing is that first I have to even want to know that this is what's happening with me. Like, do I even know I have choice? Do I even know I have options in how to be with that internal world that's happening and then be outside with it too? That somehow all of it matters. Because so much of what is happening in our community says that we don't matter. That, especially as somebody who is Black and Indigenous and a person of color, an Asian American right now, and if you're a woman in Central America, your life, by the mere fact of this is who you came here to be, your life is in danger. So think about that. So what we do is we other and we make ourselves wrong, and then we make other people wrong. And then in that othering, we make other people unworthy. And then in that unworthiness, we say that, in fact, we don't even say, we just go, you're nothing. And then we do the things that, like what happened this week, and we play that out in the world. So let's just for a minute think about that young man who took the lives of 8 of our brothers and sisters. And what his world must have been like for him to go and do the egregious and horrific thing that he just did. And how he was so caught in his place of fear and othering himself and making him nothing to himself, that he was so outside of himself and his reptilian brain that he couldn't even get past the fear, flight, and freeze that was happening inside of himself. That he didn't think he had another choice. And I don't know about for you, I don't want to play that out in the world, and for 99% of our world, like, that doesn't happen for us. But even where in our lives, where am I in flight and freeze, where I don't even know that I have options to choose the love button from the fear button? Like, where am I the pit bull that wants to go after people just because I have made them wrong, because they've cut me off in traffic, or they didn't get my latte right, God forbid, that somebody showed up late for a training that I might be doing with somebody, or, just this, we get upset, we get angry, we are frustrated, we are so many things, and that's that internal community that I'm talking about. So let's bring in awareness. That even like with attention and intention and curiosity, that I want to do no harm to myself or somebody else. That I don't want to play that out in the world any longer. And that I'm open to, self-construction without self-loathing or self-hate. That I'm about like critiquing myself without injuring and harming me. So I can do the same in the world itself, where there is just a little bit of room. That, in the London Tube where it says mind the gap, like I get to mind the gap. And maybe in minding my gap, I can help and just be present and offer kindness and graciousness and gratitude so that somebody else can have their own gap to mind. And maybe from there, there's a little bit more kindness. And that there's maybe a little bit more love. And that maybe there's room enough for the bigness of our lives that wants to come through. That is going, please, can you show up with all of your bigness and let's light the world on fire. That's figurative, not literal, mind you. And so, like, just some thoughts. It's like, being aware that the community inside of me is playing out in this larger community. That, joy and happiness and laughter and all of that, like, actually fires my brain. So I'm actually kinder in the world. That smiling and laughing and maybe wearing your fancy underwear every day as opposed to, just a few times, maybe even a year, or that you make a charcuterie board for yourself, or that you go out in your garden, or that you go love on your furry friends, that you get on your bicycle and ride at the ocean, that you find your people, the people that pull the magic out of you, that go, please show us all of your stuff and let's shake some stuff up. That we remember, as Joy said, that we are the universe and that the universe is us, and that we are in fact here to be each other's teachers and guides, and that we are supportive just how we are in all of our suchness, that collective inside and outside. And so it's so perfect right now that, it is our conscious giving month and that we're in community. And so I am so grateful for this community for welcoming me 15 years ago and said, Christine, all of what you got, we need. And like for Sarah and Gino and Linda and Lee and Corey and Sharonda. And for all of you who join us remotely, right? And from the world that looks so far away, that what you got, we need. That all of who you are and what you bring is supported and celebrated, and we want your magic, and we want you to share it. So, in our Conscious Giving Month right now, I would imagine that you can see it, that our center is doing the great work that it is. So continue to support that. And I promise you, we will continue to be here for you. And so in just closing, I am so grateful for this community. I love you, and I can't wait to be with you in person. And so let's go set every heart on fire. Thank you.
I wouldn't be surprised if peace broke out all over. I wouldn't be surprised if I found a four-leaf clover. 'Cause miracles abound, they happen all around me every day. I wouldn't be surprised if we put an end to hunger. I wouldn't be surprised if we both kept getting younger. 'Cause miracles abound, they happen all around me every day. And life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it all turns out okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out every answer. I won't be surprised when we find a cure for cancer. 'Cause miracles abound, they happen all around me every day. And life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it it all turns out okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it all turns out okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Life keeps blessing me with so much good. I wouldn't change it even if I could. Blessing me in every way. And if it all turns out okay, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Gary Lynn Floyd, thank you so much. Beautiful song. Thank you. So we've come through the part of our time together we call giving and receiving. And I just wanted, as the administrator, just let you know how much I am inspired by the giving that takes place in this community. The office is sort of the hub where the money's coming in and the money's flowing out. It's really a beautiful example of how Spirit gives of itself and receives it and gives it back out. It's just this beautiful cycle, and I'm so grateful to Universal Spirit Center for that externalized part of that's happening inside of us as a community. It's really, really beautiful. We have mentioned already a few times that it is Conscious Giving Program Month, and we have one of our leaders in the community, Chris Barber, here to share what's up with the Conscious Giving Program. Here comes Chris.
Good morning, Universal Spirit Center. My name is Chris Barber, and I am here to speak to you a little bit about conscious giving. We live in an abundant universe, a universe that is ever growing and ever expanding. We have everything we need right here and right now to support us in our evolution. The law of circulation supports keeping this abundance in motion. Through giving and receiving is how you and I demonstrate this. When I really understood this and leaned into this infinite abundance with gratitude, it raised my awareness that I always have way more than I'm aware of. Every Sunday when we make a donation, we say, as I give out, so I receive. As I receive, so I give out. It's the law of circulation in action right there. This simple principle has changed my life and raised my level of awareness of that infinite abundance. I am so grateful for everything that supports me in giving and receiving freely. In your pledge packet, you received a pledge card. And on the back is why we give. On the front is an opportunity to lean in and make a financial commitment gift today. You also received this was a blank square. And what we'd love for you to do is to put some energy, put some love on these blank squares. These blank squares are going to be magically woven together into a tapestry that we will display at our Sunday online gatherings. And for your convenience, there's a self-addressed stamped envelope. There are 3 ways to pledge. 1, you can mail your pledge and tapestry square card in. 2, you can go to our website, universalspiritcenter.org, and press the donate button. Or 3, you can come to an in-person drive-by drop-off in Balboa Park the last Sunday. Usually when we're in-house, when we're together, it's a ceremony to come up and lay your gift, your commitment, and it really makes a powerful statement. So to facilitate the best we can in this current time we're in, we're having a drive-by drop-off next Sunday, March 28th from 12 p.m. to 1:30 at Balboa Park. We will greet you at your car, take your pledge commitment card and your tapestry square, and we'll have a gift for you. Oh, one more thing. You'll get to take a photo with Rev Kevin. So from 6th Avenue, you'll turn onto Laurel Street and head east into Balboa Park. You'll take your first right, follow that down and around the loop, and look for our greeters. They'll have some balloons and they will direct you to the altar. We are super excited to announce a live concert with our very own Gina Walker. Yes! And she'll be accompanied by the band, hopefully. We'll have some other guest featured artists as well. Make sure to save that date. It's April 24th from 4 to 6 p.m. Bonus, the first 50 people that get their pledge cards in will be getting a free ticket to this concert event. And I know you want to be there, right? For free? Why not? Universal Spirit Center tithes 10% of everything you give. Last year, through our Global Heart Tithe, that was a little over $14,000. We gave to COVID relief. We gave to Feeding America. We gave to supporting the refugees at the border. We also gave to wildlife relief. And we fed frontline workers at the hospitals. I want to thank you for your generous support of Universal Spirit Center. It is our spiritual home. I really want to invite you to lean in, open your heart, and give today. Make a commitment for the year. Allow Spirit to show up and support you. Thank you.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. I am one in the spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. Said I'm thankful, so grateful. I want. Said I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. I am one in the spirit all around me. I surrender. I surrender. I trust in God.
Our powerful, powerful Gino Walker, our music director. Thank you so much. We come to the close of our gathering here. So my heart is just so filled with gratitude. Gratitude for the beautiful music with Gino and Gary Lynn Floyd, the beautiful, beautiful prayer prayed by Sharonda Morris, and Christine Thompson's beautiful heartfelt talk. So beautiful. There are lots of behind the scenes people here. Sarah is here. Corey is here. There's all kinds of people here. And, it occurs to me also that someday, soon, perhaps, you are going to be here too and witness all of this, because we're going to be in person someday and we're still going to be doing this. So I can't wait for you to experience what happens here in this room. So grateful. Thank you. So let's take a breath. Let's once again come into the conscious awareness that love is everywhere. And however that shows up. It shows up in our humanness. It shows up in our divine consciousness. There's only one thing happening. So we take this consciousness of our oneness and love everywhere, and we take this into our day, we take it into our week, we take it into our lives to grow that life. The bigness of our life is not a faraway thing. It's now. It's here. I'm so grateful. So it is.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful. I'm so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. I surrender. I am one. I surrender. I surrender. I trust in God. Said I'm thankful. So grateful. I am one. Said I'm thankful. So grateful. I trust in God. I trust